Welcome to the Weekday Report for Friday, September 12th. I'm Tracy Pelishek. Here's a brief look at the news. A 33-year-old Kenosha woman was flown to Froedtert Hospital and remains in critical condition after being pulled from a smoke-filled apartment early this morning. Emergency crews responded at 3:15 a.m. for a structure fire in the 3000 block of 85th Street. Police said the woman was unresponsive when removed from the apartment. She was taken to Kenosha Medical Center, then transported by Flight for Life to Froedtert in Wauwatosa. The fire appeared to be contained to the apartment. A 20-year-old Kenosha man was found guilty Thursday of being a party to the crime of felony murder. Brandon Horak pleaded no contest and has agreed to cooperate with prosecutors as they bring cases against Joseph Jamal Brantley and Marquise Tibbs. Back in April, Horak arranged a drug deal knowing Brantley and Tibbs actually intended to rob the man they were getting marijuana from. That man, Anthony M. Edwards, was shot and killed. Horak could be sentenced to as many as 40 years in prison. Kenosha's Historic Preservation Commission has asked city officials to pump the brakes on a plan to replace the roof at Southport Beach House. Commission members want the slate roof to remain intact. The city planned to replace it with asphalt shingles, but the idea stalled when no bidders came forward. Now that the commission has weighed in, the work could be scrapped altogether. It was a final goodbye Thursday night for Ron Stevens, the outgoing Chief Professional Officer for the Boys and Girls Club of Kenosha. Friends and community members gathered to wish him well and to welcome his successor, Scott McClellan. Now here's Joe Ward to share some results from a recent community branding survey.
I'm Joe Ward with the Kenosha News out here by Lake Michigan, which was just voted as one of Kenosha's most prized assets. We know this is one of Kenosha's most prized possessions thanks to a study whose findings were released Wednesday. That study was done in conjunction with the city's effort to get a new slogan, logo, and marketing campaign for the city. That survey found that Kenoshans most like the lakefront access and the city's small town feel while being close to two major cities. The survey also found that 73% of words most associated with Kenosha were positive. Things like the lake, or potential, or the downtown. So despite what you might see on Facebook and in comments on the Kenosha News, residents do love their hometown. For the Kenosha News, I'm Joe Ward.
Thanks, Joe. It was 1 year ago today that Kenosha residents saw a most unbelievable sight. Not one, but two waterspouts formed over Lake Michigan, stunning all those who witnessed them. Our photos and videos got a national spotlight as folks all over the country wanted to see this natural phenomenon. Bradford and Tremper won their Southeast Conference boys volleyball matches Thursday, but Indian Trail wasn't as fortunate. Here's Jeffrey Zampanti with details on the Indian Trail match.
A slow start turned into a 4-game loss at home for Indian Trail against Franklin Thursday night. The Hawks spotted Franklin the first game 25-19, but came back to win game 2 25-20. However, the Sabres rallied to win the next two 25-21 and 25-16. IT's Dan Carpenter led the attack with 13 kills, and Ryan Landgraf had 29 assists. Defensively, Dylan Shore had 10 digs. The Hawks will need to regroup quickly for this weekend's Racine Park Invite, which will feature the state's top 32 teams according to last season's results. IT opens with Middleton at 11 a.m. Jeffrey Zampanti, Kenosha News.
What's trending today? As Joe Ward told us earlier, the city just released the results of a branding survey and found that the lakefront is a main attraction. What do you like most and least about Kenosha? Tell us on Facebook. Up next is Jeremy Reeves with a family heirloom.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Reeves, and this month's family heirloom features Kenosha resident Kelly Riccio. The 38-year-old Riccio is the fourth generation of his family to own this light blue metallic 1967 AMC Ambassador 990. Riccio's great-grandfather Kelly Lewis Riccio bought it brand new for $1,750. Riccio's grandfather Lewis and father Ike have also owned the car, and someday Riccio's son Peyton will inherit it. Riccio says the car holds sentimental value to him, not only because it has stayed in his family for nearly 50 years, but also because his grandfather walked the line with it at AMC while it was being built. If you or someone you know would like to be considered for a future heirloom feature, call 656-6290 or email me at jreeves@kenoshanews.com. I'm Jeremy Reeves, and I look forward to seeing your family heirloom.
Thanks, Jeremy. Now here's a look at some weekend stories. Are wages in Kenosha going up? James Lawson digs into some employment numbers. And roundabouts, are they safer? We'll take a look in Sunday Choice. Pick up a copy of the Kenosha News and check kenoshanews.com for all the details on these stories and more. I'm Tracy Pelishek with the Weekday Report.